Hi, Lynn. This is Bruce Boxleitner. Giving you a big old shout out, as they say. Apparently, you have some questions for me, and I will attempt to answer them to the best of my ability. The first one is what was my reaction to meeting Kate after so many years? Well, I'll tell you what, Lynn. It's so many mixed emotions at once. It's been 38 years, I guess. That's what they tell me. Long time. I spent 4 years with that lady, about 14, 15 hours a day. I guess we knew each other as well as two people can to a degree. But I mean, seeing her again, I have to say it brought up a lot of memories, a lot of good ones. You know, after that many years, I think one starts to go, whatever, maybe the tensions of doing a television series, by the way, are immense on the stars of the show, because without them, there is no show. And you have about 100 people behind you, all depending on you keeping their employment for them. So, and also for a network, and I mean, there's so many people involved in television. At least there were then. Kate and I had an exceptional relationship, I think. We cared about each other, but we had little fusses, but not anything major. My gosh, they made more out of Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd on Moonlighting about their backstage battles. I think that makes good publicity, but it probably didn't happen. Kate and I think, formed two wonderful characters. We bounced off of each other perfectly. That's what someone would say, they had chemistry. Well, that's what it is, She would get going on some of her rants, and sometimes it might leave the page a little bit, the script. But as I got to work with her and got more experienced with her, I adapted that as well. And so the writers were very free with us. Everybody else pretty much stuck to the book, to the script, But in some of those two shots we had walking down the streets of Washington, D.C., they were kind of goofy and fun. So anyway, I just, seeing her again just conjured up so many good things. And she grabbed a hold of me, and I felt a great release from her. She was releasing a lot of pent-up emotions as well. And I know there were a lot of pictures taken, but we meant it. There was nothing really staged. And it was just great to see her again. I know the other castmates probably felt the same way. And the fans have been waiting for that for a long, long time. And we did too. We waited a long, long time. And I'm so glad that Kate is well and that she wanted to do this. I've looked forward to seeing her for quite a long time. And missed her a great deal. So I think we got that out of the way now, and hopefully there'll be more appearances. That, of course, will be up to Ms. Jackson because, she has certain health concerns and things like that, and I understand it. So thank you for asking that question. Now, your second question, what advice did I ever get from another actor? I would have to say from James Arness. I always refer to him as sort of, if I had a mentor in the business, especially in series television, I think James was the one that influenced me the most. And he, without really saying it, he would have never admitted to being, he was a very shy man. He would have never admitted to being a mentor to anybody. But I watched, I listened, I learned, and when he told me things, I listened to him, and I took them very much to heart. I think that's lacking in a lot of young people today. But he had a lot to extol on me. And basically, I think the major thing I learned is what the responsibility was of being the star of a television series and how much responsibility you actually do carry. You hear these stories of people acting up and having fits and stuff. Other than maybe it makes some kind of strange publicity, I think it. James always said, I try to come here. I like a happy set. I like everybody enjoying. I like a few jokes. I like to have fun on my sets, and I want everybody. It relaxes people. I know myself. I've been on sets where it is so tense, and everyone is so inhibited. It just isn't good for creativity. We're there to be a creative team, and I think if everyone's sort of enjoying each other and there's, repartee going on the set, off camera and things like that, it always helps. It carries it right back into the scenes. There's just an open communication emotionally with actors that way. And I always enjoyed that too. James had the ability to be cracking a joke and then somebody saying action, and now he's threatening a guy's life or being threatened by somebody. I mean, it was great. He was a television actor, He had spent so many years, 20 years on Gunsmoke alone. So I had a lot to learn from him, and there was always advice. Even when I was riding beside him on a horse or something like that, and we'd have to ride into a shot, he'd always say, you want to just give him a little gentle pull back there on the rein. He'll sit still. Once he knows where the mark is, these horses they're better trained than us actors. And we'd go back to the original mark and come riding in again, and by God, he did. He was right. So those kind of things. But I think it's basically about what it was, the responsibility of being the star of a television series, and that you carry tremendous responsibility for everyone's employment and the success of the show. And, it's good to come on the set with a happy face and a joke on your mind, because it can be a good day or it can be a lousy day for everybody concerned, because everybody follows you. Now, also, you had a question about John Saxon, and I don't know that the series would have changed very much. I loved John's interpretation of my boss, especially when he was deriding Billy about his people, and they're this, and this, and then I say, and I've got my back totally turned to him, and I go, I wish you wouldn't be looking at me when you said that. And I knew, of course, I couldn't see him, but he knew he was talking about Scarecrow. So anyway, John was a wonderful actor. I was thrilled to work with him. I've seen him in so many movies in my childhood and coming up. So it's one of those great honors to have somebody like that. Now, Myron Natwick, he brought a whole different energy to it. So I don't know. They could have both been wonderful together, too. I would have loved to have maybe seen some scenes with them at their command post, bickering over what Scarecrow and Mrs. King was doing. So, but Myron did a wonderful job, and he showed up to the that convention, too, at the Hollywood show. And he's got to be 90-something, late 90s. So quite a character. But his Mr. Smith was wonderfully sly and sometimes villainous, Anyway, thank you for those questions. And if I'm a little long-winded, oh well. This is your cameo, isn't it? Thank you, Lynn. Bye-bye.